Wanted to make a quick video because I've had several people ask, how do you play craps? Or they make comments about being overwhelmed when they come look at all of this stuff that's happening on a craps table. So this video is going to be for someone who has never played, or has maybe played once or twice but didn't really understand what they were doing, okay? The best way to really think about the game of craps is actually to think of it as two separate games, okay? One while the puck is off, and one while the puck is on, okay? Now, before we even get to that, we gotta say, when you're in a casino, there's a couple things you want to pay attention to when you come up to the craps table. First thing being the minimum and maximum bet amounts. Here in Virginia, most of the casinos that I play at have typically a $15 or a $25 minimum bet, and anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 maximum bet at the two major casinos that I play at. Now, on the cruise ships, typically it's a $10 minimum bet. I've been out to Vegas a few times, stayed at the Rio. I think they had a either $10 or $5 table. And I know for a while there were some casinos doing $3 craps tables. So you want to pay attention to what type of table you're at. And when you come up, if the puck is on a number, the casino will let you buy in at any point because they want your money. But it's bad etiquette at a craps table to come in and put money down and join the game while the puck is on. So just find an area where it looks like there's an opening and kind of stand there and wait until the puck is off. There's a lot of different ways the puck can go off, but we will talk about that when we get there. So the next piece is when you're at a casino, get a player's card. This is how you earn points for free comps. That's how you end up leveling up in their tier programs, get free direct bets. Some casinos give you comped rooms or additional money to spend on food. In the cases where I go, my goal is to win the free cruises through their casino players card program. So what you do when the puck is off is you'll take some cash and you'll place it on the table with your player's card, and then you wait. There's different things that may be happening. You're gonna have a dealer in that position, a dealer in that position, a pit guy sitting here that's kind of monitoring the whole thing. And then in front of this section, you're gonna have another dealer on the opposite side of the table with a stick. So he's gonna be managing this area of the table and he's gonna be moving the dice around. The dealer over here is gonna manage this half, this little section here of paying out bets. And the dealer over here is gonna manage this section. So half the table is gonna be over here. This dealer is gonna be working. So on a full table, you're gonna have 4 people working the table plus a pit boss. So typically, most tables, there's gonna be the word come, C-O-M-E. And you're gonna place it right there in that come section. This table, I don't have that word written here, but that is the come area. Now, this person typically is gonna pass the money to the guy in the center, who's gonna give this to the pit boss to put in their system. He's gonna count out the money. Then they're gonna take their pen and make sure none of it's fake money. Then he's gonna say $500. So the dealer over here, typically with this, they're gonna count out the fives like this and say, there's 105s. Then they're gonna go to quarters and say there's $400. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. They'll stack it up and they'll push it towards you. Your responsibility is to pick it up and put it in the rack that's right in front of you. When they're done with the card, they'll give you your card back, and now you're in their system. They're going to be tracking your play so you can earn some points. Now, when it comes to the game of craps itself, again, like I said, there's essentially thinking of it as two separate games. The first game is the game while the puck is off. while the puck is off, most people are playing either the pass line or the don't pass. So for the simplicity of the math, we're going to call this a $10 table. So I put $10 on a pass line. What this bet is essentially saying, I think the shooter, whoever has the dice, is going to do well, okay? So then they're going to give that person the dice, and they're going to throw the dice. Whatever the dice hits is whatever it lands on. Now, this bet, while the puck is off, if it hits a 7 or 11, the dealer is going to pay it even money. Just like that. You get to pick it up, put it in your rack, okay? Now, if they throw a 2, a 3, or a 12, this bet loses. That's simple, okay? That's the pass line. On the don't pass, it is almost the exact opposite. If they throw 7 or 11, this one loses. If they throw a 2, a 3, this one gets paid, again, even money. And on the 12, it's bar the 12, so it's a push, so nothing happens, okay? Now, the difference between these two is, I believe, is less than 0.5% in your total odds or favor on the table. There's not a whole lot of difference. However, a lot of shooters or a lot of players prefer that you play on the pass line or only play the pass line and never even touch the don't pass. Okay, this is saying I want the shooter to do really well. They're gonna do a great job on the table. Okay, now let's say you hit a box number instead of the 2, 3, 7, 11, or 12. Box numbers are 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 10. So if they throw the dice, let's just go ahead and roll it. It's a 9, okay? They're gonna put the puck on the 9. Now the second game has begun, okay? Because I have a pass line, this bet gets paid if they roll a 9 again. So the game now is to roll a 9 before rolling 7, okay? So he's gonna keep throwing the dice. There's 5. There's an 8. There's a 10. There's a 10. There's a 4. A 12. 5. 6. And 7. So because the 7 hit first, this bet loses. Okay, that's how the pass line works. Okay, now in addition, when the point is set and you have the pass line, typically you're not going to place a bet on the 9. So we're going to talk here shortly about placing bets up here. Typically you're not going to put it on the 9, you're going to put it right behind the bet here outside the pass line. It's called an odds bet. Essentially, this is going to pay true odds instead of the normal payout for the table. So you're going to get paid better if the 9 hits and you have odds out than you are if you have this out, okay? So, now, let's reset, and I'll show you how the don't would work. So they rolled a 7, that one would actually lose. Let's put it back out. And we got an 8. So now they're gonna roll a 4, a 9, a 6, an 8. Now because they hit their point, this loses. The puck turns off, okay? And you restart again, okay? Now, if they had, actually, I'm gonna show doing both. One pass and one don't pass, just so you can see the difference. 8, point is made. And right back out on the 8, so this one's gonna lose, and this one is gonna get paid, okay? So So most players are going to be playing on the pass line. Most players don't play the don't pass unless they've got some sort of strategy that they're working on. Okay. Now that being said, there's a couple other things going on here. You'll notice we have a field bet. This bet you can place at any point. You don't have to have a pass or a don't pass, but the bet still needs to be whatever the minimum bet for the table is. So $15 bet, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, or 12, it all gets paid. Even money. If it's the 2 or the 12, typically it pays double. There's some casinos that on the 12 or on the 2 will pay triple instead of double. But most, at least all the ones that I play out locally, they pay double. So a $15 bet would pay $30. If it was 2 or 12, if it was any of these numbers, it would pay 15. Okay. The field bet has, if I remember correctly, about 49% chance of hitting. So it's kind of like playing black or red on a roulette table. You got essentially a 50-50 shot when you're playing here. Okay. Now, still while the puck is off, you can also play these, they call them center bets or prop bets. I typically avoid these and recommend that people who are new to the game not necessarily play a whole lot of these. However, I do want to explain them, okay? So, for the C&E, E stands for 11, okay? Now on the table, you'll typically hear the dealers call Yo 11 instead of 11, because 11 sounds a lot like 7, and in a loud casino, it's hard to distinguish the difference. So they say Yo 11 or 11 Yo, so 11, okay? You'll notice 11 is also here. Putting a bet here and putting a bet here is gonna pay the same, okay? 15 to 1. So if you had $1 here, it would pay you 15, okay? Now, the C is a craps bet. Craps bets pay 7 to 1. So if you put $1 here and a 2, 3, or 12 hits, you would get paid $7 for a crap check, okay? Now, if you were to place these individually, you can see they pay a lot higher. 15 to 1, 30 to 1, 30 to 1. These four numbers are also what's commonly referred to as horn numbers, H-O-R-N, horn numbers. And typically most casinos I've been at have a spot that's literally just says horn, so it's a horn bet. So you pay $20 horn bet would mean that it's $5 on each one of these numbers, okay? So these are your horn numbers, your C&E. Up here we have what's called hardways, okay? So hardways means the dice hit that combination. So if I put a $5 bet out, and then I roll a hard 6, I would get paid $50 because it's 10 to 1. Most of the casinos I've been playing at locally, it's actually 9 to 1 and 7 to 1. Different casinos are going to have different rates of pay on some of the prop bets. Now, if I had a 2 and a 4, you'll notice that is also a 6. However, it is not a hard 6, so this bet would lose. The casino would take your money, okay? So we've got a hard 4, 6, 8, and 10. What else we got? So those are your prop bets. A lot of casinos now have bonus bets or fire bets. These are other long shot bets where they're saying you're going to hit multiple points, or you're going to hit every number 2 through 12 without hitting a 7. There's also hop bets where you're betting on specific dice combinations, and those are just for one roll. The C&E bets and the horn bets are single roll bets. These hardway bets stay up until they either pay or lose. It's not a single roll, okay? The field bet is a single roll bet. It either wins or loses. Now, when we get to our box numbers, this is where some people get a little confused, okay? So, we said we're playing $10 table. So I'm gonna place a $10 bet, 4, 5, and 6. Because the 6 pays the same way 8 does, the 5 pays the same way 9 does, and the 4 pays the same way 10 does, okay? So, now, with the 6, because I have a $10 bet, that is not a proper bet. The minimum bet there would be 12, and here's why. This bet pays $7 for every $6 you bet. It pays 7 to 6. So you have to have increments of 6 in order to place a bet there. The 5 pays 7 to 5, so increments of 5 works, okay? The 4 pays 9 to 5, so again, 5 works, okay? So this 6, if someone was to roll 6, they would get paid $14. And that bet would stay there. So they'd make $14, okay? If someone rolls a 5, they would get paid $14. And that bet would stay there. If you rolled a 4, that bet would pay $18, okay? And that bet would stay there. Now, you may ask, why are these so different? The reason is, these 2 are more likely to roll than these 2, and all 4 of these are more likely to roll than these 2. So the less likely it is to roll, the better you're gonna get paid, okay? That's how the casinos run all their numbers. Now, the casino, everything is designed for the casino to win, so the best way to not lose money at a casino is to not play, okay? But we wanna have some fun, we wanna win some free cruises. So, those are gonna be your basic bets. So I'm gonna roll out and demonstrate what a game might look like. So we bought in 4. Make sure I didn't steal any money from the bank while I was demonstrating everything. So that's bank money. Okay, so I'm back to 500. Okay. So now, typically the dice are going to move to the left, and typically you only get the dice to be able to shoot if you were playing the game for the shooter beforehand and it comes to you. So if there's someone standing here that's throwing the dice and I just bought in, typically the dice would skip me because I wasn't involved in that last game, okay? But for the sake of the video, we'll say I'm the only one at the table, so I bought in, I get to throw the dice. What they're gonna do, they're gonna dump $10 table, they're gonna dump 5 dice in front of you. You're gonna pick 2 of them, they're gonna take the other 3, and